What's up and welcome to FPL Today. I'm your host JNO, welcome to the channel and welcome to another episode where I go over the best underlying stats for players in each position in the Fantasy Premier League, trying to pick out the players that will score big points this season in the Fantasy Premier League. But before we get into the video, if you're new around here and you want FPL content in your subscription box, consider subscribing and also hit that notification bell so you know when my videos go live and when I start live streaming, which I'm still trying to fit in somewhere, but we will get there eventually. But on with the episode, and today we are looking at the defenders that are most likely to score goals this season, and we have a couple of players that have stood out in the first 3 game weeks with their attacking threat, which could show that they are playing in a team that allows them to get forward and allows them to get those opportunities to score us some big points in the back line. We're starting off with the most obvious one, and it's the one that ended yesterday's assist and chance creation video for defenders, and it's Marcos Alonso, which starting to prove my argument wrong that there will be players around the same price bracket that could be as lethal as Marcos Alonso. Coming in at 7.1 million at the time of recording this, he beats nearly every defender as far as the possibility of him scoring points. I'm starting to convince myself that you should have Marcos Alonso in your side. So far this season, he scored 2 goals. They were both in the same game against Tottenham Hotspurs. He's got no assists yet, but we did see yesterday that he is creating chances for his teammates. He's had 8 attempts on goal so far, with 3 of them coming from inside the box. And he's had 4 of those shots on target with a minute per chance of 33.8, which is really good for a defender. His shot accuracy is at 50% and his goal conversion is at 25%. So Marcos Alonso right now is standing out as a great defensive option for your back line. Maybe if you put him in as your premium defender and then try and find lots of other cheap defenders to go around him, that might be a way you can fit it into your budget without affecting the rest of your side. But at a time also where there isn't much certainty over their attacking lineup, and the fact that last season it was very clear that the Chelsea attacking lineup shared the points quite often, if Chelsea show any defensive form, Marcos Alonso could be a must-have for the Fantasy Premier League season. The next up is Nicolas Otamendi, coming in at 5.5 million, which was a little bit surprising to me because I wasn't expecting him to show up when I was looking for defenders that could score goals. Of course, now with Manchester City having brought in fullbacks that are more likely to be able to play in their system, there's the potential for Man City to do better than they did last season. Again, Man City are seemingly rotating a lot of their forward attacking players. So again, to get that Man City coverage, you may want to look at their back line. So far this season, he hasn't got any goals or assists so far, but he's had 6 attempts on goal, 3 of which have come from inside the box and 2 have been on target, giving him a minute per chance ratio of 45 minutes, and his shot accuracy is at 33.3%. Of course, his goal conversion, because he hasn't scored, is 0. But Nicolas Otamendi is showing himself to be an attacking threat, most likely from set pieces. I'm not going to lie, I can't remember the chances that Nicolas Otamendi has had. They don't spring to mind. But there's the potential there that Nicolas Otamendi could be a better option than the other defensive players in the Man City lineup. Don't get me wrong, my natural instinct is to look at Kyle Walker and Benjamin Mendy first, but maybe we should all be keeping an eye on Otamendi. Next up, and the only player to be in this list as well as the chance creation list along with Marcos Alonso, is Ben Davies, coming at 5.6 million. Now, we spoke yesterday about the rotation risk there. Yes, Danny Rose is a figure that could ruin Ben Davies' chance of being a Fantasy Premier League asset this season. However, Ben Davies has shown the form and the outlay, both chance creation and goal threat wise, that could mean he is a big player for Spurs and for the Fantasy Premier League. If he can keep his first team spot for the majority of games, and last season Pochettino did stick with Kyle Walker and Danny Rose when he could. If Ben Davies can knock out Danny Rose as the first team left back, then there's the potential there for a 5.5+ million player to be a very, very good attacking asset for your side. So far this season, he's only scored 1 goal and had no assists, but he's had 5 attempts on goal, 2 of which have come from inside the box and 2 have been on target. His minutes per chance is at 52 minutes, his shot accuracy is at 33.3%, and his goal conversion is at 20%. So Ben Davies is looking like a very good option as long as he can stay in that Spurs defence. Next up is a slightly cheaper option for you, coming in at 4.5 million, and it is Luiz Dunk. Playing for a Brighton side that haven't looked too out of place so far this Premier League season, Luiz Dunk does show some attacking threat and some very good numbers as far as those attempts on goal. So far it's been no goals and no assists so far, but he has had 5 attempts on goal, all of which have come from inside the box, and 2 have been on target. That gives him a minute per chance at 54.9 minutes. He's had a shot accuracy of 40%, and unfortunately there is no goal conversion yet, but with that outlay there is the potential there for Luiz to be a great player for our Fantasy Premier League season. And then finally we move on to David Luiz from the Chelsea side, another Chelsea player making it into this list, coming in at 6 million. If you're looking for a cheaper option than Marcos Alonso, David Luiz could be your man. So far this season he has scored 1 goal and got 1 assist with 5 attempts on goal. 2 have come from inside the box, with 2 being on target. His minute per chance is at 54 minutes, his shot accuracy at 40% and his goal conversion at 20%. So if Chelsea do go on some form and you can't afford Marcos Alonso, defensively David Luiz could be your next best option. Anyway guys, that is it for today's video. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, it helps me out amazingly. Also hit that notification bell if you want to know when my videos go live and when I live stream. Check out the links in the description down below if you want to help out the channel in any way. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.